I just finished rolling out the bread, put it in my tin. Let's see how big we can get it. I don't think it's going to fill it to the top. I cut a piece off for pizza later in the week. Fingers crossed. Here's my tiny smoker. I've set it up as an offset right now. Got my charcoal on this side. I've got a pan of water on the right side, and I just put on a brisket tip that we're gonna brown off and then finish off in a roasting pot. And again, just so you know, this grill has vents on each side, and it was showing like almost 700 degrees here before I opened it up. And then of course the vents right there. The nice thing about cooking over a pan of water, all the grease goes right into that pan of water and keeps your grill cleaner and keeps the meat more moist. We're working on today, air conditioner. My wife went on, would love to have a smaller, better air filter than comes on here. One that gets the dust and the allergens and stuff like that. So I found a replacement filter. I'll show you when we get outside. Right now I'm just going to take one of these out. These filters have been working really hard here. The air conditioner's been running a lot, and we got to keep the air filters clean. So I'm just using the blade of the knife to get in there. Alright, that's what the air filter looks like. And we're going to go ahead and modify it just a little bit to get a higher resolution filter to trap more of the allergens. Alright, we're improving the air filter with this higher density, traps, spores, pet dander, pollen, all the finer stuff that might be irritating us. This is the filter I just took out. I mean, this filter does pretty good. It gets a lot of big dust that would be clogging up the coil. See all that was empty when we started off. See all the fuzz bunnies in there? That's amazing. On Amazon, search for air filter, RV air filter, cut to size. Well, I had to go back and trim the filter exactly even with the support here. The white side still goes out. Still gonna pop this thing in and get that one inside there. But it's just too loose. It's not like well supported. So I do need this thing after all to hold it all in place, because this has tabs on it. And that snaps in, and the air filter is not so thick, it still fits in there. So make sure you get the thin one. I forget what the dimension was on that. Put this one in. Put this grate over it. Now if it does, we'll come back and do another half. Make sure the airflow is not too diminished. We can absorb a little bit of diminished airflow because the air is so strong. There we go. All right, it's in, it's flush, and we'll check back later when the air is running. Make sure we haven't lost any airflow. But this should help trap a lot of the little allergens that might be irritating our sinuses, since we're in such a closed environment right now during the summer with the air on. The grill settled down to about 350 degrees. Don't really see any smoke. I did close this vent that's over here by the water side, and this vent's still wide open. So the air's pulling in this side, going past the coals and the meat, and then up this vent over here. Let's take a look. Oh my goodness. See how much fat and stuff has dripped into the water? The coals are still burning real nice. This modifies and modulates how the coal burns too. Let's turn this thing over. We'll turn it over here, see what we got. Oh my. We're going to close the lid and just let that cook a little bit longer. All right, I decided to move the beef to over the coals right now, just to brown up that side a little bit so I can get it in the stew pot. All right, here's our roasting pot. The beef is cooked enough, and I want to finish it in the roasting pot. See, we got really nice color on it now, and we're just gonna finish it in this pot. All right, we got our carrots. A Guinness. Some water. We got the onions coming in just a minute. I love my days off. I love staying busy with this stuff. Let's take a look real quick first. Ooh, that looks pretty good right there. Oh, that is beautiful. All right. Ooh. I think we got it. We're going to let that cool off, of course. And here's our onions. Is that a whole onion? Yes. Thank you. All right, we're going to let it cook and do its thing. One of my favorite spring in Florida, it's late May, is corn on the cob. Soak these in water in a pan and put them on your charcoal. So I'm going to call these done. Let's let's get them shucked. Okay, these are hot coming off the grill. Grab a big pinch. It's good to have a napkin ready. And tongs. So essentially the corn is steamed in its husk. That's one. This is so good cooked this way. That's two. Tell me what you think. Have you had corn on the cob cooked in the husk? Hot. Hot. And I loaded up with butter. This is Himalayan salt. That red in there is essentially minerals that are rusting. Oxidizing. Sounds better, right? Roll the corn over. Not too much salt. Some like pepper. I don't like the pepper. It burns my lips. And put the lid back on. And let's, all right. You want to see me eat a bite? Get the bugs off. Get the lint off. That works. Appreciate it. We'll come back later. Almost 3 hours, like a good 2.5 hours. I was trying to keep the flame low. It went out a couple times. So I'm basically just shredding the meat. I'm going to leave the juice in there so it soaks up as much as it can. Remember, the juice is the Guinness beer. It smells really good. That's good enough. We're going to let that cool off some. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. So, this is that brisket tip we bought today, just a tip by itself. cooked it on the barbecue, you know, to kind of brown it off, and finished it off in the roasting pot with some carrots and onion. All right, that's good. Of course, it's good, right? All right, we're gonna let that cool off, suck up as much juice as it wants. This phase is done. I don't know what else to say.